Yeah, so I'm doing the review for the upcoming patch that's gonna be probably up by the time this video is up, so you can already play, but I will do the review so you are not lost. We have 22 new trinkets, 11 duo-specific trinkets, some new old units, and some units gonna be removed like leapers. So let's start. New trinkets, let's go. So we have Deadly Palakateri, that's totally how it's pronounced, so don't call me. It's basically like it's a lesser trinket, by the way. Discover a Death Rather minion. So I think you discover it once only, so it's not like every turn. You first Death Rather, each combat triggers an extra time. This is important, this is a trigger. So Parrot does work. For example, if you want to go for Catacomb Crusher build, this trinket is amazing for that, because you're gonna stack your Death Rattles onto your 4/4 undead, and then you can actually use the Parrot, and Parrot will trigger it and an extra time. Therefore, this is a build in Titus. So you need some powerful Death Rattles, like a Scrap Scraper. As I've already mentioned, the synergy between Catacomb Crusher, Parrot, and the 4/4 undead. Also very good for Exodia Pirates. So this trinket is quite interesting if you can get it and then go into Death Rattle builds, but it's not super broken. So it's another thing that will enhance the builds but not make them game breaking. So very interesting. I'm kind of happy they added that one. And I do assume there's no confirmation, but I assume this is a mech, a beast, and undead trinket similar to the fish. We have currently the fish portrait, or whatever it's called, and I assume this is undead beast mech trinket. I don't have the confirmation, sadly. They should really add that up. I'll put that probably feedback to them, because it's very annoying. I simply cannot tell which tribes this is. It's definitely beast undead. It's probably also a mech one, but I don't have the confirmation as it is right now. Now we have a silver goose. Get a silver goose. After you summon 5 silver fledgling, get a goldenizer. So this looks really bad, but there is a cute way to get a lot of them. Okay, so I was thinking that this is totally broken, but the problem is there is this card called Spike Savior, which is A2 Death Rattle, and it can damage your units twice. But when it damages the goose, you need a space to summon. If you don't have the space to summon, it won't summon. So that you will need to 6 unit Andy. And even then, once again you have the full board. Therefore, yes, you can get some goldenizers. Yes, you will pick it, but they removed the leapers, which was like the best way to golden the Titus and go into that build. Therefore, I assume you're gonna pick it in some spots, but it's not as good as one might think. There is a powerful trinket with this. There is a trinket that after average 3 self-damage your units, and with that one, if you have this goose portrait, if you get goose portrait and that one, it's I will show that in the review. If you get that trinket, then the synergy is quite nice, and you can actually get a goldenizer per turn. Therefore, you can make your perfect golden beast build with Skyblazer, Trigger Lasher, maybe Golden Parrot. But even then, it's very, very sketchy. Therefore, you will probably try to be strong. When you pick this trinket, try to be strong. Try to orchestrate that maybe you can use that goose to take some value trades, maybe buff it up, get your goldenizer, and then pivot in something else. And also, I can imagine this being quite good in Menagerie. So you're gonna have your goose portrait, you're gonna go into Menagerie, and then you can keep this one, and you have the steady source of goldenizer. Because if the goose is big, you're gonna probably get 2 to maybe 3 procs. So after every two fights, you're gonna get a goldenizer. So this one is quite interesting, but I don't think it's as broken as one might think. It's actually kind of difficult to get going, and the fact that you have to keep the goose and kind of dedicate yourself into self-damaging if you want to squeeze more. Anyway, it's very high skill cap. It's very high skill cap trinket if you really want to abuse it. There's probably a way, but I don't think the regular players will be able to pick this trinket and get like 5 goldenizers and have golden pivot to something else and destroy the lobby. But this will happen at HMMR, that someone gonna pick it. So I'm gonna be able to buff the gooseling for a bit, the goose, never lose, get the goldenizer or 2, and then pivot totally into golden brand, right, which is like the best target. So this one is very scary because it's gonna have bad win rate or mediocre win rate, but it's gonna be annoying in a lot of situations at highest possible MMR. So we'll see how this goes. Now I need a sip of water. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Tumor. Okay, so electromagnetic device. Discover a magnetic minion, and once again, so you discover, I assume, only once, but you also gonna get an aura, so whenever you magnetize, you're gonna get +2/+2 onto the unit. So you discover only once, but you can get a Cordotron. So if you think about this, it's basically you cast Trigoil, or you're gonna get Divine Shield onto your mech, which is also quite valuable. And then the unit you're gonna get gonna have +2/+2. So, and it only costs 2 gold, so it's a very good one, I would say. I assume this is a very good one. Because if you think about this, you pick this one, you're gonna get your Cordotron, which is basically +5/+5. It only costs 2 gold, you're gonna get 1 gold extra. And this really will adapt to early game and mid game. Yeah, this is a tempo-oriented trinket that you pick. You're gonna be able to level alongside it. You're gonna get +5/+5 or +4/+6 if you pick the module. But you're gonna most likely pick a Cordotron to get an extra resource. And then after, like, if you have the steady source of magnetic units, so if you find a Scrapscaper or each time you play Jaraxxus, like this +2/+2 will add up. But obviously it's not nothing amazing, right? It's not like this can help you win the game. This can help you win the game. This is like a lesser trinket, should be. Not too powerful, but it's not unplayable because Industry is very cheap. I assume if it's underperformed, it's gonna cost 1. But I don't think this is as bad as one might think. The next one, I think, is one of the most broken ones. So we currently have a Lava Lamp, which gives you a very powerful, sort of a hero power. After you sell 5 minions, you get random elemental. So you're gonna get, this is basically a Flurk hero power built-in, and I very don't like it, because it's one of the strongest trinket there is. It only costs 2. You're gonna pick it. Flurk is really good in the late game. And I don't understand why they added another one. I do believe the Lava Lamp currently deserves a nerf, so this one will be too good. It's gonna go back to like 4, 5, 6 gold again. And this is after the nerf, because like the Lava Lamp used to be 4 procs, now this is introduced as a 5. But it's still way too good. And it's gonna be like, you cannot compete with this. This is a win condition built-in, especially that the Murlocs are really good, because we have cards like Burglar, Bream Counter, and Choral. So you can get this trinket and you can get crazy stats very easily. I very dislike this because it creates the same pattern of you go for an APM cycle build with Recycling Rave and Bran, and you're gonna play a lot of stuff. You're gonna in the end get Burglar, Bream Counters, and Horals, and it's very difficult to beat. And the pattern gonna repeat. So you're gonna have like, okay, I hit some Murloc opener, I will always pick this trinket, and I will go. Especially if you have good hero with additional hero power that helps you stabilize on good early game. Because the downfall of Flurk is that his hero power does nothing, but if you have the Flurk hero power on the side, which is a very good win condition, and you have your regular hero power to get through the early game, it will be very problematic. So I very dislike this. It's definitely gonna get nerfed, probably to 4 gold, then to 5 gold, and then you're gonna question whether this should be a lesser trinket. So the problem with this is a greater trinket. It's as powerful as a greater trinket, but it's introduced as a lesser trinket, and that's my problem, because if you know you're gonna get it so early, you can adjust your style, adjust your things you're gonna do, your plan to the trinket, and you don't need a good greater trinket. This is good enough to win the game. Just this hero power and the Murloc package gonna give you crazy stats, and then yes, on top of that you can get good greater trinket, but you don't need to. So I kinda dislike this. I think it's a bit too powerful. I think Lava Lamp is currently one of the most problematic, and they introduced another one, so I kinda dislike this, honestly. This should be a greater trinket, probably. And even then it would be quite problematic as a greater trinket. Like zero gold greater trinket would be very problematic too. So I'm a bit puzzled they did that, but you know, nerf incoming, I can predict that already. Okay, so we have Marine Signet. After you play 4 minions, get a random tier 1 Tavern spell and upgrade this. I don't know how do you upgrade. I assume you're gonna get the tier 2 spell and it goes to 6 and then reset. Because they actually reintroduced the tier master, I think. So this will be kinda... they introduced tier master. We used to have the card in the past, Boogeyman, which kinda was working tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. Tier 6, and it didn't reset. It was staying on tier 6, so assuming this will not reset to 1 again, it will probably stay at tier 6. On tier 6 there's nothing super problematic. I mean, if there was a Mutanus spell on tier 6 and you could farm that, it would be problematic, but We'll see. And the patch is in an hour, I will say, or maybe 2. So very similar to Lava Lamp, and very similar to the further mentioned Flurk trinket. I don't think this one is as good, but it's very interesting. Because you have to play for units, so it's a bit different than sell. It's a bit easier because you're gonna get value, and it's only 4, not 5. The spells obviously have different strength. The tier 5s are probably the best, but you pick this trinket, it cannot stay at tavern 5. You're gonna go up to 6, which is a bit worse. I mean, you can farm a lot of Hammos actually, so I assume you're gonna pick this trinket, you're gonna get, after you play every 4, you're gonna get the 6 drop, and you have plenty of odds of getting Hammol. So if you pick Murlocs or Elementals, you can probably go infinite. There will be 10s that you're gonna go like kinda bazinga. So this is something definitely to try. It's really hard to gauge how strong this is, but I assume it's at least playable. I'm a bit worried because like compared to this one and Lava Lamp, you can kind of orchestrate the game plan. With this, is kind of harder. Obviously, Nala and like Menagerie and something that sort can be interesting, but this is something to test definitely. Okay, so next one is I assume this is neutral one. I have no idea whether this is a Naga one. I mean, it's a Marine Signet. If this is Naga or not, I have no idea. Sadly, they didn't add the info if this is a Naga trinket or not. I assume this one is undead because it says random undead, but yeah. So Avenge 6, summon and get a random undead. So this is a crazy good trinket. We have already Lucky Tabby for the beast, which is Avenge 6, get the random beast. So this one is better because you also summon, and since you have an aura of high attack, the random undead you're gonna summon gonna be more significant than random beast, unless you already played the gold dream, but that's for the late game. Really good trinket, undead needed that. This is the way to cheat gold, to get your triples. You can get really nasty setup. You can definitely with undead get up to 2-3 cards per turn. Really good trinket, undead needed that because they were kind of bottom feeders, one of the weakest tribes I would say, so this is very good trinket. Yeah, exactly. You summon, and if you summon, let's say you get random undead, and that random undead is the hand to 1, or you're already gonna get 3 more procs. So this can actually go close. I mean, this is actually very interesting. If you get lucky, you can actually get like 4, maybe 5 cards even out of it. This is definitely one of the strongest trinket, but once again, it's limited by undead. The undead kind of not the best spot, so I assume they wanted to give them very powerful Leslie trinket. Because right now, like you know, guys, you have 2 undead on turn 5. You will make everything in your power to not have it because you don't want undead trinket. Like undead trinkets are very bad. Sometimes you have full board of undead. There is Arn that gives you +3 attack to your undead, that's pickable, and sometimes you have Eternal Knight, you're gonna pick the Eternal Knight trinket, but undead trinkets were one of the worst, the lesser one for example, one of the worst in the game, so they had to give something that you are not as punished, because if you have 2 and 3 undead on board and you see this trinket, you can actually dedicate yourself into do undead, and you're gonna do well, because you're gonna have, if you have right setup, getting 3 to 4 to maybe 5 cards per turn, it's crazy good, and you only pay 4 gold, so you can still tinker your board towards the strat. So I kind of like this. It would be like, it kind of makes sense for a weaker tribe like undead is. Like if this was like something similar that generate 4 or 5 Murlocs or Elementals, they'll be totally broken, but since undead are not really top tier and they have limited scaling in the late game, I assume this is okay. Might be nerfed honestly to 5-6 gold, but we'll see how this goes. Yes, get random undead means you're gonna get 1 to the hand and 1 on the board. Therefore, you generate and you also get something on the board, so you get some tempo. Okay, we have Reflective Pendant. Get a plain copy of a minion you control at the start of each turn. Repeat this. So this one is actually really, really good. And to tell you how good this is, okay, so the problem with this trinket is you're gonna have trash board when you pick it, but after that, you can tinker your board, collect some pairs, and you can guarantee triples. So this one is, I really like this. This one's one of the strongest, I would say, but it's very expensive. But the stuff you can do with this is really nice. So I do believe this is one of the better trinket you can get. You will most likely get a pair, right? You always almost get the pair or triple, right? So that's already a benefit. And then at the start of each turn, you can actually get this. You actually repeat this, so you can get once again another pair or triple, and then you can orchestrate your board in specific manner. I will have only maybe 4 or 5 units, but the one I want to copy, and you can actually do some crazy stuff. So this one is really good. It's on expensive side, but the guarantee of a pair or triple, and the way you can manipulate this in the late game to get the juicy stuff you want. I have 2 brands, maybe I will get the golden brand. I have a Merkite Gem Smuggler, maybe I will get that. So this one is one of the strongest trinket, I would say. Definitely worth trying. We'll see how this goes, but the potential, the upside is very high. Okay, so I assume this one is a neutral one, and I assume this one is neutral one as well. Bartendo, Tron, Oil Can. We used to have a bartender hero, by the way. Rest in peace. We used to have him, and they didn't introduce him back. I think Omu is kind of similar to him, and they didn't want another hero that's gonna feel the same. But we used to have the hero Bartender Drone. That was kind of funny. So the trinket says, at the start of your turn, reduce the cost of the upgrading the tavern by 3. So this one is kind of weird, because like it costs 2, that's nothing, and you're gonna reduce the cost of upgrading the tavern next turn. It doesn't do that immediately, right? So is this good? Is this good? I mean, if you think about this, you're gonna get 12 to 15 gold, right? So it's still quite good. For 2 gold, you're still gonna get, I would assume, 12 to 15 gold before you go to Tavern 6. So it's very similar to the Goblin Wallet, that you don't need to... It's gonna be quite similar, honestly. Is it better than Goblin Wallet? The answer is not, because Goblin Wallet with Drakari has a higher upside. And the fact that it doesn't do anything, like with Goblin Wallet, you pay 2, but you're gonna get 1 gold back at the end of the turn. You're gonna get 3 gold with this one, but that, you know, that's a 3 gold, like, it's kind of awkward one, like, you're gonna get... I mean, it's not that bad, honestly. I was thinking that it's kind of trash, but the more I think about this, it's probably not that bad. Like, you pick it, you level, then you spend one, then you're gonna get discount by 3 and then discount by 3, so your Tavern 5 is basically almost free. So I think this is actually quite, like, look at your curve. You're on Tavern 3, you pick this trinket, you level to Tavern 4, then you're gonna get the 3 gold discount, then you spend 1 turn on Tavern 4, the next turn on turn 8, your Tavern 5 gonna be already another 3, so that's a -6, so it's gonna cost, it currently costs 10, so it's gonna cost 9, 8, it's gonna cost 2, right? So you have 10 gold, your tavern up costs 2, you have 7, 8 gold to spend. So actually this is quite good. I think this is actually very similar to the Goblin Wallet. I would say the upside is a bit lower because you cannot combo with Drakari, but honestly it's probably just a pickable trinket. Yeah, there's this meme, right? There's this meme. No, I think this is very pickable trinket. As mentioned, you probably, it's basically like 12 to 15 gold you're gonna get back, which is quite good, right? If you do the math, this is a good deal. Like having almost a free Tavern 5 level, having almost free Tavern 6, like this is gonna add up, right? The issue with this trinket, why it's worse than Goblin Wallet. Goblin Wallet is a win condition on its own, and Goldenizer, for example. This isn't. This is gonna help you go to Tavern 6, but you will still need to get very good greater trinket to make up, to find a win condition. While Goldenizer, Goblin Wallet, or even this Reflecting Pendant can create one. So there is a downside to this one, that it's not the late, like this is something that helps you, gonna give you 12 to 15 gold back, and it's like only cost 2, but you will need to find a win condition, which is not that easy in current state of the game. Like unless you level to 6 and find your stuff, but that doesn't, I mean, it will help you to get there faster, but you need to get lucky still. So I'm still on the fence how good that is. Honestly, this is one of the trinket that you will see the stats on Ages replay, the win rate, peak rate, and based on that you can decide is this good trinket or not, because I don't think there's like high ceiling with this one, right? I mean, unless people don't, I mean, I think the best way will be to pick it and level to Tavern 4, so you have free Tavern 5 level up, but yeah, we'll see how people gonna play this one out. Yeah, you can get it with Marine, for example, and definitely becomes better, right? Okay, next one. At the start of your turn, get a plain copy of the highest tier minion in your last opponent's warband. So this one is quite interesting, actually. At the start of your turn, so you don't get value immediately, then you face someone who has a 3-drop, then you face someone who has a 4-drop. It's a bit random. It's a bit random, so this is not a trinket you want to pick every time. This is a trinket that you will scout your opponent, immediate opponent. Can you maybe hit a triple? Maybe he has something like he's a Galacron and stuff, and you can get something very nice and juicy. You look at the lobbies. How likely is that your opponent is gonna play a Titus base build, and the Titus is the highest tier in their build, or like Catacomb Crusher, or like Beatboxer. So this requires a lot of scouting and predicting what your opponent gonna play. Like you'll never be super unhappy to have it, because the high roll is there, and in the worst case you might get the brand that someone discover, or like a 6-drop, or like they get Nala, you get Nala on 10-9 because they have Nala trinket. So it's never bad, but and can be very good. So I mean, it's on okay trinket, I would say. Definitely something to test out. I don't think this is like a trashy one, but I think it's on okay one. So we have Mystery Cube. Choose from 2 new lesser trinkets to replace this for free at the start of each turn. Repeat this. So this one is very interesting. I cannot really predict how strong this is gonna get, because I assume, like, let's say you get Goblin Wallet, then you're gonna get 1 gold back, and I assume if you pick, for example, this one, right? If you can get this Bergen Club, for example. I think the lesser trinket, the start of the turn, gonna proc before you replace new one. I will assume how this works, and if not, they're gonna remove the one that doesn't work well with this Mystery Cube. So it's really like you're not gonna get Goldenizer because you have to wait 3 turns. You probably not. I mean, you can get probably assume like stuff like this sticker, Fungamancer sticker. So if you get that in the late game, can be very good for a turn. So this is something interesting, but you rather have something that you can predict, build plan, than just RNG one. But it's very similar to the Yogg Wheel. When in doubt, you're just gonna get Yogg Wheel. When in doubt, you're gonna get Mystery Cube, and you can get some really nice one. So some heroes gonna be with this one, but I think on average it's not gonna be that great. But it's really hard to predict because there's so many trinkets. I don't know which trinkets gonna be included. And yeah, by the way, the new doesn't mean that the one they introduced in this patch, but overall, you just get a new option each turn. As mentioned, stuff like Goldenizer are probably not gonna be eligible because you're not gonna get any value. So I think they will remove the stuff like that. So new greater trinkets, the Eye of Sergeras. Sergeras making no duos, Kappa. The Eye of Sergeras, 6 gold. Every 4th card you buy costs half instead of gold. Cost 6. You're gonna get the gold back immediately, right? Because you'll be able to do some stuff. I think this one is really good. I don't know how good the Psycho Demons are, right? Because when they... okay, so this is kind of funny. When they made this trinket and they put this into the game, the demons were the Prince and like the Pilgrim, they were still tier 3 and tier 4. That's why this trinket cost 6, because when they were playtesting, I assume they had the Prince and the Pilgrim on the lower talents. That's why this is so expensive, because like they probably realize it's crazy good, but both Prince and the aforementioned Pilgrim get nerfed. Therefore, I'm not sure how strong this one is. It's a bit on the expensive side, therefore, yes, if you have good setup, so you already have your Prince, and you're already on Tavern 5, and you're ready to rumble, you're gonna pick this one, but it's quite expensive. It's really good, yes, if you have the brand, right? If you have the brand and you can cycle some free Better Cries, you're gonna be able to buy a lot of stuff. This is very similar to the Lava Lamp and Fulgomancer sticker, if you think about this, right? But this is a greater trinket in cost 6. Just shows you how crazy they are. Like, look at them. Like, every 4th card you buy costs half, right? So obviously you need a Rewinder, which you're gonna have, right? But you still buy 4 cards, basically, like, very similar to the Flurk and Lava Lamp, and you're gonna get 1 free, right? It's very, very funny. This costs 6 and it's on. It's a greater trinket. Therefore, I think it's been too expensive. I think it's too expensive, but I wouldn't worry about that. I think they will make it tiny bit cheaper. and we'll see how this rolls. It's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. It's very interesting. I kind of like the idea of cycle demons overall, and I don't think that the build is too oppressive. So having a trinket for that build is quite nice. The problem with this one is as well, the demons kind of want to get very good greater trinket that buff the shop. This doesn't buff the shop, therefore you will need like a decent trinket, lesser trinket to buff the shop to combo with this one. Okay, promo portrait, get a price promo drag. Your first start of the combat effect each turn triggers an extra time. So you get the price promo drag and you can double the start of the combat effect. Okay, so this one is actually very interesting. Your first start of the combat effect each combat triggers an extra time. And if you think there's hero powers, right? You have hero powers. You have hero powers, right? And it kind of kicks the hero powers, right? It actually kicks the hero powers because the hero powers applies before the trinket. But we might have a change of the rules this patch. Therefore, hero powers will no longer proc first. It's not confirmed unless it's in this post. It's not confirmed just yet, but I do believe they were planning of changing the rules about the ordering of stuff. So, so what will actually happen? So I think they changed the ruling. They already said something that they plan to do some stuff. There's currently some bugs. Therefore, hero powers might go not go before the trinkets, for example, anymore. Yeah, there's probably 0. Yeah, there's very few headless my chicken. Yeah, there's very few. But as mentioned, they might change the rules. Therefore, this is not confirmed yet. There's no info in this post. But I think they mentioned something in the past that they are planning to do some changes. Because currently there are some bugs, for example, with chess set and Horal. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did something with changing the rules. And if they did that, then this trinket have more sense, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to pick it on Alakir, for example, because you will not get value. But I think they did some changing to the rules. It's not confirmed, but I do believe they were planning on doing doing with that. So we'll see. There might be something on Twitter. I will keep in touch, and I'll look for it. So yeah. The next one is a surprise portrait. Get an elemental of surprise. I assume this is elemental one. More appear when you least expect them. Okay, so I don't know what this is just, I mean, I cannot rate that properly. Getting elemental of surprise once is bad. You're not gonna get it at the start of a turn, but I assume they did something similar. So maybe after every 8 rolls, or maybe after playing 5 elementals, or maybe totally randomly you're gonna get elemental of surprise. I assume it's gonna be on average once per turn, maybe 1.5 to 2, but nothing higher than that because it will be too strong. So I cannot rate it properly because I simply don't know the odds. Something to look. I mean, it's interesting. Yay! Now I know why they didn't remove the Jaraxxus, because they give him Jaraxxus sticker. Man, the Jaraxxus should get removed from the game, by the way, for the balance purpose. But no, we're gonna have a Mecha Jaraxxus sticker. Get 2 random magnetic Mecha demons at the start of each turn. Get 2 more. So very powerful, right? This is very powerful. You get 2, then you get 2 more. I mean, we currently have Compass, which gives you 2 random mags and or 2 random demons, so this is something similar, but can be definitely better, especially knowing you pick this trinket, you will get often a reborn, and then you can pick up a scrap scraper, for example, and you already have like a nice chain of magnetic units, and then you can lean into Beatboxer and utility drone easier. Therefore, this is an okay trinket, definitely. Is it better than the current, the Avenge one that creates magnetic? Probably not, but it's more reliable. If you face weak opponents, or maybe you don't have the proper setup, this trigger will be a better option. I do assume it's probably mech and demons. For the demons, I assume it's way weaker, because like basically, I mean, if you think about this, you're getting 2 demons, so if you have already a shop buff trinket like a Slimy portrait, You might decide to pick this one because you're gonna be able to reborn and win Fury all of your demons and play around the scam. So even then it's not that bad, but we require you to have already good setup if you want to go demons and pick this trinket. The one that actually is very weird one is the Primal Fiend Lookout. So you get the Primal Fiend Lookout after you discover a minion, get a random tavern spell. So you have a very powerful effect. You have a very powerful effect built in. You get the Lookout, which are never happy because like it's just one Lookout. You don't get Lookout after every turn, but you get the one Lookout. But you're getting this interesting effect. Once again, I don't really understand why they give the Murloc the Tavern spell synergy. So this is very weird. They could have been more, maybe something more interesting than this. I cannot really rate this trinket because like I assume it's just not that good. Like you pick this trinket more also to play maybe an Ala. Right, you have a lot of like we have Viral Somatic. When you try to generate a lot of tavern spells, you're gonna get a lot of discovers that way. Like the random spell, I mean, you can get a lot of tier 1s, tier 3s. They are not as powerful, so it's really hard to rate this one. It's interesting one. You're gonna test it out. Sometimes it's gonna work out, but more often than not, it's probably too underwhelming. So I assume this one is not that good. Yeah. I assume this one is not that good, honestly. Okay, so there's some Nagas ones, because Nagas get very little trinkets currently. So we have Nagiatar postcard. I totally butchered that one, sorry. After you play a non-Naga minion, get a random spellcraft spell. I cannot read, so I stream Hearthstone Battlegrounds. After you play a non-Naga minion, get a random spellcraft spell. So this one, I mean, actually this is very good. But I simply don't see how, like, it's good if you have a cycle build. It's good if you have a cycle build. So the cycle build is like a Bran, Brave. But, so can you play cycle build with like Golden Atisa maybe? Right? Can you do that? Because you have to play non-Naga minions. So you have to have a cycle build to get a lot of spellcrafts, and then maybe you can pop off with Atisa. So this is something I will try probably once. Go Bran, Rave, and like a Atisa build, and you go for this postcard, and then you have plenty of spellcrafts, and your stats actually are like probably +50 per turn on every one of your Nagas. But nothing super crazy. I just don't see, like, Nagas are not cheating gold, right? This is the tribe that doesn't cheat that gold. So it's really hard to cycle. Obviously, if you think about this trinket makes so every elemental, every card that generates other card basically will give you 2 spellcrafts for 1 gold, which is a good investment. So it's not a bad one. Kind of expensive at 4 gold, but you can maybe do some nice stuff with this one. Now we have Precious Spell, which is a 3 gold. Spellcraft, give a minion +30 until next turn. Yes, I have some patches today. Don't kill me if it's not today, but I have some patches today. I don't know what to think about this. Like, there are ways with Mutanus Spell, Evolve Spell, and Lava Lurker to make the stats permanent. The stats looks crazy, but are they crazy? I think this trinket is kind of bad, actually. I assume this trinket is bad unless you get the Cathedral. If you get Cathedral and you can cast this twice and then you can make the stat permanent, then I assume that's good. Because kind of a big deep blow, right? But it's only if you get Cathedral, which doubles the first spell you play each turn. I assume this is just bad. This is probably gonna be 40-40, but the reason they didn't make it 40-40 is probably low MMR, because this is probably gonna be good at low MMR and probably bad at high MMR. Because I don't see this being impactful enough as a trinket. Yeah, it probably should upgrade or do something. I think it's just a bit too underwhelming. I have no idea. Yeah, this is gonna be annoying on turn 9, maybe on turn 10, but on 10-11 you're gonna 15 the guy who has it edit, so I'm not that worried. Okay, so Eddie, your trinket. Flag bearer portrait. Get a Sky Pirate flag bearer. Your Sky Pirates have 8 attack. Let's go. They did nerf both of the amulets for pirates, right? And that's the reason why, because they wanted to introduce this trinket, so they nerfed the amulets which were not overperforming. They already nerfed them in preparation for this one. This is crazy good, right? It's crazy good. I mean, this is the best ixxdeee Pirates trinket, right? This is the best ixxdeee Pirate trinket. And there's so many of them. Like, ixxdeee Pirates have so many trinkets. Like, APM Pirates have Eye Patch and Balladist. ixxdeee has like 5 trinkets right now. And this is another one. I'm a bit they kind of try to push that so much. I mean, I don't know. Like, people, I mean, I don't like ixxdeee Pirates mostly because it's very, like, animation heavy. It's very slow to watch. And most players are annoying and they kind of like, more ixxdeee Pirates support. I'm very unhappy about this, but the trinket itself is really good. Yes. Yeah, it's really good because, as mentioned, it's not leftmost minion, so it's a really good one. Like, you're gonna pick this one, you are more likely to find than Poet and Phalanx on 10-9, and it's gonna be way easier because you already have one piece and it's really good, so. Yeah, not happy to say it. Okay, so the next one is Surveyor Portrait. Get a Hot Air Surveyor at the start of each turn, get the 3 blood gems. So you only get 1. You don't get every 10, so you only get 1, but you get also 3 blood gems. So if your gems are big, this is actually a good trinket. If you think about this, this is a good trinket. Once again, it's worse than Conductor one, right? Like, Conductor gives you Conductor and you play gems on your whole board and you can also discard stuff. So this one is way weaker than that. In certain situations, it's gonna be better, but it's gonna be very rarely better than Conductor one. Therefore, I don't really see the point of this one. I'm kind of unhappy about it. Because, like, Conductor is simply superior, right? You're gonna get 7 gems. And you can discard the spellcrafts, and you can get more discards, and you're gonna play basically more gems. Obviously, the idea is that this is not 3 blood gems, it's 6, right? And you can have more Surveyor's Portrait, more units of them, but it's still worse than Conductor Portrait. And giving Conductor, which gives you extra gold, is just also better. So it's worse Conductor Portrait. I don't see a point of it, honestly. I also currently, I don't think Quilbers needed this one. Like, Quibbles already have good trinkets and they kind of versatile. So... No, this is a greater trinket, Eddie. This is a greater trinket. Yeah, as mentioned, as Eddie pointed out, this should be probably a lesser trinket, like get Hot Air Surveyor and maybe get 1 blood gems or like 2 blood gems per turn. This is a greater trinket and it's just worse than current options. And Quibers didn't really need this, so very rarely gonna see this one being picked because other Quibers trinkets are simply superior. So this is probably one of the weakest we've seen so far. Okay, who remembers Faceless Manipulator? There is a Faceless. So this is very weird. Get the Faceless Manipulator. Do you get only 1? You play 1 gold, but you got only 1 of them? I'm a bit confused. Yeah, if you get only 1, it's still quite good. Because a Faceless Manipulator, you can use that in shop to golden stuff, but you can also copy your biggest unit, right? So this is basically 1 time, copy your biggest unit. Yeah. This is 1 time, copy your biggest unit or copy something in store. Therefore, probably really good. It's better globby because you copy the stats. So faces, maybe I can show you guys the faceless. It used to be a 5-drop. Like this card. This card used to be a 5-drop actually. It used to be a tier 5 unit. I don't know. It used to be tier 5. It's really good. I mean, this is this one. It's not a tier 7. It used to be tier 5. Then they remove it. I don't know why it's tier 7. And probably because of anomaly. Because we used to have anomaly meta and probably making this. But yeah, choose a minion and become a copy. So you can copy unit in shop. So let's say you have the brand pair. You can copy the one in shop and you get the triple. Or you can copy your biggest unit. So it's actually quite good. You get only one, but it only costs 1 gold. So when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad, right? Tavern Goer? Maybe it was Tavern Goer. Oh yeah, Tavern Goer couldn't... There was a card Tavern Goer. You couldn't copy your units, but you could copy the units in shop only. I think that the Turbo Keg is correct. Anyway, very good. If you can make it work, it's really good. If you cannot make it work, it's unpickable. It's gonna depend on your board state. If you already have a big unit that they want to copy, it's really good. Let's say you discover Widlow Lasomatic, you're gonna reborn that, you slap the Manipulator portrait, get the Faces Manipulator, and you're gonna be good to go. If you are not in position to do so, you're gonna just skip it. Honestly, it's an interesting trinket. I don't mind adding them because you can do some crazy stuff with this one for sure. Okay, the broken one! The broken one! Let him lab again. I don't know. Do they are they not learning? Like last year, you used to have a landlubber meta, and the Tavern spells cost 1 less. It's very worrisome. Yes, it's on turn 9. You're gonna be on Tavern 4 on 5, but it's still really good. Like you're gonna get Brad, Recycling Rave, Landlubber, Nala. You're gonna go Menagerie. You're gonna get 100 per turn. Your Fungus is gonna be crazy big. It's gonna be very annoying in most cases. It's very expensive one, but I assume you're gonna get it if you have 3 tribes. So similar to the Dishware and Lightfang, I assume you're gonna get this one when you have 3 different tribes. But since you almost always get Lightfang, Dishware, now you're gonna get almost always this Nala, so you can kind of orchestrate stuff. Yeah, you can actually get the Millhouse Buddy from Buddy Up spell and get they cost 0 and you can get infinite stats. That's something that probably will have to get addressed as well, because like with this, you always go Buddy Up spell, you get a Millhouse Buddy and you won the game, right? Because you get infinite skill. Something they would probably have to address too. I hate when they do Tavern spell cost 1 less. They should add Tavern spell cost 1 less, but not less than 1. Should be added because it's a bit too good. So this is gonna be very annoying. If someone is high rolling, already has a brand, pick this, he gonna make it work. On 10-10, he gonna have 200 units. It's kind of scary. So I'm not happy about this one. I like the Nala trinket. I just don't like the way they added. This has to has a limit or not less than 1, because it's gonna be very nasty to deal with. Okay, so there is a new beast. Avenge 5 transform into the copy of the minion to the left of this. Okay. Okay. Like I don't know how to rate this one. Yes, this is intended to maybe copy the Lasher, but you never get the stats permanent. So you're gonna buy this when you have big Lasher. You're gonna make a setup to copy it. And so what? Yes, you're gonna be stronger for 1 fight. But what do the next fight? The same? But what if your opponent counter you, or you get unlucky, or the Lasher is just not a good win condition? What are you doing with your life? So yeah. Okay, so this one has a huge upside because it's a transform into the copy of the minion to the left of this. It's not limited to just the beasts. So if you have very big units, let's say you have a 2000 beatboxer, you're gonna play this beast, you're gonna have a lot of towns and small units, and you're gonna copy that big beatboxer, and you're gonna be quite happy about this. Therefore, this one is very interesting for the late game application. I just don't understand why it's a beast then, right? How do you have Amaga as a poet? I don't think it's possible, Mr. Balthazar. I assume it's an exact copy, they just didn't put it the text. So this is more of oh wait, I messed up, dude, I messed up the comment, dude. It's not new, it's patch. Sorry, I messed up. No coffee. I assume this is a late game tag, and we'll see how this works. This is a late game tag that you can actually use to copy your biggest unit, or like something you really want to copy during the fight, and it's gonna be very good. We'll see. You might need to be able. I don't know. This might be very toxic actually. I'm a bit surprised it has a beast tag because this feels like a neutral unit. But yeah, something to look. Something to look. Oh, it's not a permanent. It's not a permanent. It's not a permanent. It's gonna revert back after the fight. It's not permanent. Yeah, there's some stuff. This is a tech card that you can actually utilize quite well and copy some stuff you want to copy. So this is not like I'm gonna play this into my comp. This is something on my comp. I can make more of it, and it's similar to the cultist. Yeah, for the demons. Honestly, I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried that this is too good. Often too good. We'll see how this goes, but this might be very, very powerful. Even in Exodia Piracy, right? You play your poet and your phalanx, you get all the pirates, then you sell the poet, you put this next to the phalanx, and you have more of them. Exodia Pirates broken. Yeah, Avenge 5 is actually quite easy to accomplish with the right setup, so interesting tech card, we'll see how powerful it is. Okay, so we have Archimond. But why is a rewinder but worse? Okay, so they added additional effect of the rewinder because people were complaining you cannot find the rewinder, I guess. So you have new rewinder. Can we move on? I mean, so instead of getting +1/+1, your next tavern spell costs 1 less. So you can cheat some golds and it's gonna add up. So this is probably better than rewinder. This is probably better than rewinder for the cycle build on tavern 5. The problem is, like, if you play demons, you're gonna have early rewinder, which already gonna be like 20 HP by now. So can you replace and can you justify? No, they shouldn't remove the rewinder because if the only rewind is on tavern 4, that's gonna be too problematic, and this card cannot be on tavern 2 because it's gonna be too good. So if they wanted others, we have to have 2 cards existing. I don't think that's gonna be. So this is actually quite good. The question is, this is good for the cycle build. The question is, do I sell my 20 HP rewinder for this? The answer is probably, if you are in a good spot, yes. And then you will cheat a bit of gold, so it's actually not that bad. And there is actually quite a lot of good. I don't know how this works with Wrathweaver, but it could, like, with Golden Wrathweaver, if this like kind of gives you a nice discount by 2, it's actually gonna be very good. So I think this is actually has a huge potential. We'll see how this exactly works with effects, right? How does this work with Bran and Better Cries? How does this work with the Golden Rewinder? If this discount by 2, right? If you with Golden Rewinder this discount by 2 instead of if you play 1 demon, then suddenly this is gonna cheat a lot of gold and you're gonna be very happy. So something to test. I simply don't know how this exactly works. If this works with Rewinder as I think, which gives you like maybe 2 procs, because Rewinder deals like a separate damage I think, then it's probably very good. So something to test. Okay, so we have a new token in game. When you sell this, get a 2/1 Smoldering with a better card, give a dragon +5 attack. Garvix is happy, and yeah, that's it. I don't know. This card, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't understand why this is a 1/5. So basically, if you look at this, you play this. This is 1 gold, right? It's like. You buy this for 3 gold, you sell this. It's like 2 gold to get a 2/1 that gives you 5 attack. It's like, so basically it's like a 2/1 gives you 5 attack for like, I mean, it's like not that bad, but not sure why this is a 1/5. I wish this was like a 3/5, So you can actually keep this for a bit. It's not like a liability. And then, did I do a shout out? I did a shout out. And you can actually keep this for the bot longer. Like buying 1.5 feels very awkward. You probably have to immediately sell it. Therefore, bit surprising the stat line. Galix is happy, Flurg is happy, the Flurg sticker is happy. We're gonna see this card played a lot. Actually, this is the reason they introduced this. I think this is one way to get the higher attack. Maybe if you get the Emerald Dreamcatcher trinket. The dragons were currently kind of struggling getting the one unit to like 100, 200 attack, and it's gonna help a bit. Also, if you have already Bran, right? If you play the Drakisat, this is basically the smoldering from Drakisat. Therefore, you can find more triples that way. So it's a boost to Cargo's base build or like Bran overall. So there's some application for this one. I'm just unhappy about the base stat line. I do believe it should be at least 3.5. I don't understand why it's not a 3.5, because 1.5 is totally useless unless you have the way to buff it, but it's not that easy. Okay, so we have a Patched Wanderer, Battlecry, give a Murloc +2/+3 and a Taunt. This one is kind of weird. So another Taunt Giver. I think this one replaced the Seer, because I was not speaking. Some units get actually removed. I think, yeah, Cold Eye Seer get removed. Seer had very bad win rate, I assume. We can go to Aegis Replay and check. But I assume actually Seer had bad win rate, so this one is actually quite better. But the fact that you give a Towns is a bonus sometimes, right? If you have a Swamp Striker, you play this with Swamp Striker, you have a big Town and you're happy in most lobbies. But if it's a Mukra lobby, or if it's a Mech lobby, or maybe it's a Shadowrog in this one, the additional Town might be actually not wanted. So I'm a bit surprised actually they give us a Taunt. They kind of make this card like a tech for the late game, that you can Taunt stuff more easily when you play the Murlocs, but in the early game it can be sometimes downside. But overall, I mean, they just replaced the Seer, which was probably underperforming. Hard to judge this card. It's good if you have Murloc on turn 1, or if you find a Tad on turn 3. It's hard to buy it otherwise, because it's just a 2-2. It's basically a 2-2. Why this is not a 2-3, by the way? Why this is not? I just noticed this is a 2-2 and +2/+3. I get baited. I was thinking this is is a 2-3. That's kind of hilarious. Okay, so this one is actually very interesting. Nagas get the tier 4 unit, which is actually kind of nice. Refresh the Tavern with 2 extra Tavern spells that cost 1 less. Very interesting, right? It's a 4/5 that's gonna help you cheat some gold, right? Basically, you play this, you get the free refresh of a Tavern, which is nice. And it's a spellcraft, so each time you're gonna cheat gold. Therefore, this is really good card to have in most comps, right? Because like you play this, you're gonna get cheaper Tavern spells. If you get the one cost 1 or 2 gold, you're gonna pick them up. And it's actually kind of nice. Yeah, there's synergy with the Nala trinket as well. This one is actually kind of nice. The stats are 4/5, quite competitive. I kind of like it. Really good to triple into, right? If you triple into this, you're gonna play the spellcraft, you're gonna get some cheap spells immediately. Kind of happy about this one. I think this one is one of the strongest introduced. I think it's like a coin, yeah. I think you don't target anything, you just play it and get the refresh. So I kinda like this one. Obviously some lag will be needed. You need you get 2 extra, right? So you're gonna get 3 Tavern spells, which is quite a lot, and I assume 4 units. Like if you're on Tavern 4 units and 3 Tavern spells. Therefore, we'll see, but very good. I kinda like this one because it's a spellcraft. It's a repetitive effect, right? So yeah, it's very interesting. I kinda like it. Good for the Nagas. They needed some help. Okay, so there is Petrit Popple. After you summon 7 minions in combat, get the random Tavern spell 7 left. Honestly, I don't know how to judge this card, right? Like 7 is actually quite a lot. The reason they introduced this card is I assume they give the undead the coffin, right? The coffin is a trinket that for every Tavern spell you play, you buff the attack, but since the undead didn't have the spell generation, those trinkets didn't make fucking sense. Sorry for using the curse word, but it is what it is. So they give this card so you can generate some Tavern spells, so the trinkets are maybe playable, pickable. But the stat line is bad. The summon 7 is crazy, actually. Crazy difficult, actually, to summon 7. Even with Undead, you're gonna get one spell, probably, unless you get some really good trinkets and synergy. Therefore, I think this card is just not up to the task. It should have better stat line, yes, probably 8 to 7. It should be like summon 5 maybe or 6. Summon 7 is a bit too much. And yeah, because like you have to summon in combat. You have to summon in combat, so how often you're gonna have the full undead board that capable of doing that? So I'm not happy about this one. It's a bit too weak for the stuff. Okay, so we have Mantid Queen, Mantid King. After your team passes, so this is duo only. Not gonna do duo, I guess. Okay, the following 11 cards, the card pool change. They remove 11 cards, already mentioned that. So which one they remove? They remove the Balance Brawler, which is the 2/6. They remove the Balance Conjurer. Tongue Captain get removed. I'm very unhappy about this one, because my heroes, Patches and Hogar, were very happy about this one. But I do assume Tongue Captain was probably one of the strongest 1-drops, so they had to probably do something. They removed the Keyboard Igniter. This card was also very powerful, honestly, one of the strongest cards, so they probably just had to balance things out. Cold Ice here already mentioned. Spellbound Seafarer. I'm very happy about this one, because there was a bit of redundancy. There was like a lot of Pirates cards were doing a similar effect, so I'm happy they removed this one. Scarlet Skull get removed, Xylobones, Sidit, Barrower. So the one that's bugged, Eddie, the one that's bugged and problematic get removed. Leapfrogger, I'm very happy, and the slowest animation in the world, Kindly Grandmother, get also removed. We have 13 cards that are returning to the pool. Okay, 12. I think 12, because I don't think Package Fadrake make it. It get eradicated. It's kind of good. So we have Randall the Mastermind, Witchwing Nest Matron, Team Master Theater. So a lot of support, right? For a lot of support and cheating gold. Corpse Refiner, Disco Shuffler. This one is big. So they did remove the Dreamer's Embrace summon spell, but we have Disco Shuffler. So the reason they removed the spell is because we did, like in the past, we players were like, what if I Golden Tavern Tempest and keep it on board? I roll 20 times with Recycling Rave and I can play Dreamer's Embrace, and that you used to have the Draconic Death Scale, the Spellcraft that can actually trigger Better Cries. So Disco Shuffler can proc the Better Cries. Therefore, they remove the Dreamer's Embrace, so the cycle builds based on Golden Tavern Tempest and stuff like that. Not gonna be, again, the meta. But Disco Shuffler, it's kind of nice one. You can do some nice stuff for this one. Definitely buff to the Caligos builds. So, yep. Carbonic Copy is back, chat favorite. I don't know which one Carbonic Copy it is, because Carbonic Copy used to be tier 4, it used to be tier 5. I don't know which version of Carbonic Copy it is, but something interesting. Okay, this one I hate already. I know your troop is back. The most powerful fucking tech. You'll have to run Sindore, because this is unkillable junk. Like, this is just literally unkillable. This should be a 7-drop, dude. I'm very unhappy right now. No. Disco Shuffler is the one that procs Better Cry, or you get a random Better Cry. Like you discard, like maybe I can show that. Disco Shuffler, there we go. It's this one. Choose one, trigger a friendly minion's Better Cry, or discover a Better Cry minion. So this one is this one. This is a Disco Shuffler. Annoy Troop, I'm very unhappy. This is just the most toxic taunt you can have. It's unkillable. You can reborn that. You can play 2 of them, just unkillable. Like, I'm very unhappy. I'm very unhappy. Actually, very unhappy. Salty Luther is back, but I think they changed him. The A-Game is back. I think they changed him too. Colossus of the Sun is back. This is a bit weird. Honestly, it's a bit weird. I mean, this is a great menagerie unit, so maybe that's why. Mecha Horse is back, Mana Saber is back, and Bad Buddy is back, but it's changed. On Twitter they say. Well, I didn't check that one out. Okay, so we have Minion Chains, there's a Hummingbird. Okay, start of the combat, your beast have to attack this combat. Okay, so they buffed the Hummingbird, but they removed the Leapfrogger. Okay, so this one is very good. they're like basically this is a 2/4, right? Because you're gonna get an aura. Yeah, pretty good, I guess. Like Coming Bear was already quite good unit. And it's even better because you cannot snipe it anymore. So, yeah. I mean, this is probably too good, honestly. Honestly, this is probably too good. I don't know what they're thinking. Salty Looter is back as tier 5. And it's a Flourishing Frostling for Pirates, but only +1/+1, and that's it. I mean, another target for Mutanus spell, so when you play APM Pirates, you... Okay, so this is interesting as well. This has +1/+1 for each pirate you summon this game. How this works with ixxdeee Pirates? Does this work with ixxdeee Pirates? Is this like a 500 unit? Or this is because this doesn't say like for play, right? It doesn't say for play, but it should be for play, right? I don't know. Like Flourishing Frostling doesn't grows. I mean, Flourishing Frostling does grow during the fight if you summon, like for example, if you have the Flourishing Frostling trinket. But I don't think, like honestly, I don't think this one. I think you should work like Frostling, so you're not gonna get stats from ixxdeee Pirates. I think it's only the one you play actually, you summon during the fight, right? But the wording is different. Flourishing Frosting has a, for each elemental you play this game, this is for summon. So it might actually work with ixxdeee Pirates. Yeah, it actually might work with ixxdeee Pirates, so we will see. Maybe this is a finisher. 1,000, you play this on 10-12, Eddie is happy because he played his Chameleon, copy the Motley, and also spam his 1,000 unit. Let's go. It's very interesting how this works. I will want to see, but it should, because they used a different wording than on Flourishing Frostling, so it probably does work with ixxdeee Pirates. And again, with a 6 drop. What the fuck? Okay, why is this a 6 drop? Wait, what? After a Blood Drum is played on this, play the Blood Drum on a different friendly minion of each. Why is this a 6 drop? Like, I don't understand. Garbage. If garbage was a picture, this is a guy. He looks buffed, but is a garbage. Dude, this should be tier 4, dude. This should be tier 4, and it's probably not played a lot. But this is tier 6. They were just crazy, dude. It plays Blood Gem. Oh, it plays the Blood Gem actually. Okay, so they actually changed it. Okay, I should probably read more. It's not like the old game. They kind of reworked the card. It's like Geomagus. It's like Geomagus, right? So if your gems are big, you're gonna play the big gems. So maybe, but like here's the thing, chat. If you have big gems, you're gonna play Merkai Gem Smuggler and Moonbacon Jazer. If you have big gems, you want to play Bristlebach, you want to play the 3 little Quillbars. So if you have big gems, what's the point of Menagerie? Yes, maybe you can play like, yes, you maybe play a Cleave and stuff and you get extra stats. But I don't know, what's the point of this card? Okay, so there's probably, like if your gems like +5/+5, you go into Menagerie, it's probably not bad, right? It's not gonna be bad if your gems are big enough, you have like steady gem generation and stuff, but overall I'm not very happy about this one. Yeah, I think that would be, like if you have big gems, it just makes sense to play Quillbor Synergy, then go into Menagerie. Like, yes, it's a bit different, but like if you're gonna play the Nala, you're not gonna buff your gem significant, so there's not gonna be a good unit with Nala, right? If you make your gems already big enough, the other builds are better. But maybe this would be good. I don't know. I think this is garbage, but we'll see. Maybe I'm mistaken. Probably, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, the reading skill is needed. And Colors of the Sun is back. Divine Shield and Rebound and an 8/8. Very powerful for the Menagerie because it's very good versus poison, and yeah. And yeah, it's coming soon.